All right. Good morning, everybody. I'm glad you could come this morning. Today is Earth Day, which is such a lovely time of year to have Earth Day, being spring, and the earth is at its just potent time right now, busting out in blossoms. And, you know, for those of us that are lucky enough to get to go outside, wonderful time to be observing and immersing, you know, planting seeds in the garden, all that good stuff, and connecting to the earth. I was fortunate enough to get to go to Peru for a couple of months this fall, and on that trip, I was really struck by how the people there, it's a 75% indigenous population there, and they were so connected to the earth. And they had these ceremonies called the despacho ceremonies, where everybody, you know, you would gather, and I did a couple of them, and it was just all about giving thanks to the earth and showing gratitude. And I think in our culture, we have sort of been more of a taking of the earth and, you know, reaping all the benefits. And our way of showing gratitude is by maybe taking less. So I feel like that has caused a disconnect. And one of my missions in my life has been to connect with nature, to feel this connection of what it's like to be in the natural world. Hi, Sophia. Little nature lover down there. And so part of that, and part of what the yogis did, the ancient yogis, you know, back in their day, they didn't have, you know, things that disconnected them so much. And so part of their way was to just embody all the elements of nature as it is in themselves. And so it's like, as we start to, in our yoga practice, really look at the elements as our nature, because we are part of nature and nature is part of us. We are not separate. And so in our yoga practice, the more we tune into earth, right? Earth for stability, water for fluidity, fire for that like passion and ability to transform and change, and the tapas, and how we just sort of can burn through energy, you know, things that don't work for us. Air for that quality of connection. Air is connected to the heart and how we can connect to each other. And then space is all about consciousness. And so when we connect to all these elements, that's when we are fully integrated and whole. And that's when we connect to nature, and we, you know, we start to feel that as it moves through us. And so as we come into our practice today, we're going to just really tune into those elements, tune into the elements that exist in the earth and exist in each of us, and give thanks for this beautiful Pachamama that supports us today. So let's start in pranam, a wide-legged child's pose. So please come to your mat. Taking your knees wide, toes together, walk your hands out in front of you. Enjoy a deep breath as you settle back into your hips. Rest your forehead on the earth. And the word pranam is to bow in to something that is so great, with all reverence and respect. So as you bow into the earth, start to enjoy deep breaths. Acknowledge for this moment, and for as many moments as you can, all of the gifts that the earth brings, supporting you in your life. Press into your fingertips, and as you press into each fingertip, lift the palms away from the floor. And as if you could just receive through each point of contact from the fingertips, receive all this sweet earth energy up through the lines of your fingers, into the wrist, into the arm bones, and pull it up into your heart center. And from that heart center, from the shoulders lifting up on the back, just soften your heart with a little another moment of like, Thank you. Thank you for my life, for supporting me. And just enjoy a few deep breaths here. You're welcome to tune into Ujjayi breath, Ujjayi pranayama, to help you to settle the mind, settle into your bones. And then walk your fingertips to the left. So you get a nice stretch through the right side of your body. You can lift your hips and stretch them over to the right. And from the fingertips, lift the shoulder up a little higher on the back. You can bend your left elbow, keeping up on the fingertips, and rest your forehead on the surface of your forearm, giving your third eye a place of contact, helping you to settle the thought, settle the mind. As you open up to the element of air, filling your upper lung with that airspace, with that place where you connect. With each breath, allow the ribs to expand. Enjoy a full breath. And then tippy-toe your fingers over to the right side. Bending your right elbow, rest your forehead on the floor. And pressing into your fingertips, lift the underbelly of your arms, firming that up, using that earth support, earth energy to create a little bit of hollowness in your armpit and space for the upper lung to expand. Soak up deep breaths. With each breath, settle in. And on inhalation, come back to the center. On your next breath, come up onto all fours, taking your knees underneath your hips. Curl the toes under and walk your hands a palm print in front of you so you have lots of space. Ground down through the palm prints, getting that index finger to ground into the earth, the base of the thumb, base of the pinky, outer heel of the hand. Keeping those 4 points of contact like a 4-pronged plug. Draw the earth into your muscles, into your bones. And then with that steady support, inhale, start to find fluidity in the hips and take your hips wide to the side and back towards your heels. As you exhale, go wide to the other side and bring it forward. Deep, deep breath. Opening. Feel into the density and allow this movement, this fluid-like movement to be like water flowing over rocks, allowing that fluidity to smooth out the surface. Allow the breath as well to be like the wind that also erodes away what's not serving. And then change your direction, go the other way. Big, deep breath to the side and back. And as you exhale to the other side and forward. Let it feel good. Being part of the earth is a very pleasurable thing. Let yourself feel good with that. And then coming back to the center, press into the earth, lift your belly. There's a fire in the belly that heats up as we pull the navel back towards the spine. And then just let your head go as you scoop tail down. And then as you inhale, stick your bottom out, turn your inner thighs back and wide, and allow your spine to roll forward, allowing the chin to come up last. Initiate movement from the tailbone, allowing the tailbone to lead the way. And this fluid-like motion, like a wave, let the head come down last. And then inhale, turn the thighs back and allow your spine to unfurl, opening. Continue to pulse with your breath, bowing in as you exhale, open as you inhale. Water is so essential to our life. Clean water, fluid water. We are so much water, right? Some say, well, it depends on this time of life you're in, 75, 85%. So just allow that fluidity, that water-like quality to enter into your motion. And on your next exhalation, bow in, be like that hollowing cat. Gather in the fire into your core. Then inhale, barrel roll your ribs to the side and down. And exhale to the other side and up towards the ceiling. It's a nice big circular motions moving into the three-dimensional aspect of your torso. Move with the breath. And see if you can let your head go. Just notice if your head's trying to figure out what's going on. Just let that neck go. And then go the other direction, side and up, other side and down. And now bringing yourself back to the midline, firm the earth quality into your hands, hugging the arms to the midline. Curl the toes under, making them nice and firm, and stretch your right leg out behind you. Spread your toes. Press the foot into the floor for starters, and take your left fingertips into the floor as well, coming up on those little fingertips so your palm is lifted. And now firm in and just touch into earth and invite earth energy up into the muscles, into the bones, and pull it all the way up into the core of your pelvis. Keeping that, lift your back leg up, just hip high. Don't go any higher than your hips. And take your your other fingertips up. See, that'll be your left hand. Enjoy a deep breath. As you exhale, bring the elbow to the knee to elbow, curling in. And as you inhale, from the core of your pelvis, extend out, opening like the space around you. Exhale, pull it in. Fire up the belly. Inhale, extend out. Exhale, pull in. Big extension, opening. And exhale, plant your hand, lower the knee. Let's do the same on the other side. Spread your toes, place the foot on the floor, and take your fingertips forward, place the fingertips on the floor, and start to just engage and firm up. Invite this quality of earth that gives us so much safety and security and stability. Firm to the midline, and from the fingertips, pull to the core of the pelvis. And then from all that, lift your foot, lift your hand, no more than hip high, shoulder high. Take a deep breath, extending out into the space around you. Exhale, bring your knee into the elbow to knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, pull in. Inhale, open, shine out. One more time, pulling it in. And open, deep breath. Exhale, plant your hand, plant your knee. Sit back on your heels for a moment and just do a few wrist circles. So if we bring more earth into our wrists or into our hands, it's going to protect the wrist. So when we place the hands on the floor, really plug into those four corners, base of the thumb, base of the index finger, base of the pinky, outer heel of the hand. And that is going to help the whole wrist get nice and supported, the whole sheath in there. So let's do that again. We're going to play a little bit more with this sunbird that we're playing with. So firm your hands, plug in, squeeze your thumb towards your index finger knuckle, and then make sure the middle finger lines up with your outer shoulder. Inhale, stretch the right leg back, left arm forward, firm in. Inhale to extend, exhale, pull in. Inhale, extend, and then exhale, take your left hand to the left, take your right foot to the right. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, pull in. Try that again. Inhale, lift. Exhale, hand to the side, foot to the side. Stay stable in your pelvis. Inhale, pull it in. Exhale. Let's do one more round. Inhale to the side. No, exhale to the side, sorry. Inhale in. Exhale. Now, what I'd like you to do is crisscross that right foot behind you. So it's like it's going to slide to your left. Lower the knee onto the floor and walk your hips back. So we get into a hip opener, much like cow face pose. With your pinky toes, press them into the earth like you're doing a karate chop. Breathe into the sensations in your hips. Stay up on the fingertips, drawing the shoulders on the back. Just relax your jaw. There's a lot of density, a lot of earthiness in our hips. There's also a lot of that watery emotional quality. As you breathe into it, you can just visualize that watery quality, allowing things to release. Take another full breath into this. And then as you inhale, come back onto your knees and cross your leg, lower that right knee down. Firm up your hands, get them really strong. Hug midline. Inhale, take the left foot back, right arm forward. Spread your fingers, spread your toes. Inhale to extend. Exhale, pull it in. Fire in the belly, lift up the waistline. Inhale, extend out. Exhale, foot to the side, hand to the side. Inhale to center, pull it in. Inhale, extend to the side. Inhale, reaching. Exhale, pull in. One more round to the side, hand to the side. Inhale, find your length, lower your foot, sweep it to the right now, lower the knee. And with the pinky toes nice and active and strong, start to sink your hips back as much as feels good to you. Come up high in your fingertips. Super strong and active in the feet will protect your knees. And then just send that breath down into your belly. Nice full breath. And as you inhale, come up onto your knees, place your hands. Uncross your legs. Stabilizing into the foundation, curl your toes under, lift your knees up, and start to press your thigh bones down and allow your inner thighs to press back and wide. This is this watery element. As the thighs rotate inward towards each other, you can even see maybe your knees will go in slightly. Now lift your belly, press into your pinky toe to line the knees back up again. So let me just say that again. Press into your big toe, turn your inner thighs back and wide. So really stick your booty back behind you. You'll get an arch in your lower back. Then press into your pinky toe, lift your belly. Make sure your heels disappear behind your ankles. And as you inhale, rise up high in your tippy toe, pressing the earth away. As you exhale, bend your right knee, send the left heel towards the earth. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, switch sides. Inhale, get length in the spine, push the earth away. Exhale, switch. Inhale, lift. Shred in the feet. And then finally come into a full expression of downward dog. So from your hands, from those strong hands, like suction cups, up into the palms, invite all that earth support up into your upper back, into the heart center. Just receive all the support. And then from your heart, give back to the earth. Press the earth away as you feel your whole spine lengthen. Now walk your feet forward to meet your hands. Come to Uttanasana, standing forward fold. Just take a moment to check out your feet. Make sure that your toes are, let's say, second toe lined up with the middle of the ankle. Lift the toes up, let the arches lift up. So the four corners of the feet, big toe, inner heel, pinky toe, outer heel, they're like four prong plugs, taking in earth. Keeping that, put the toes back down. And rock the top of the shin bones, or just press the top of the shin bones forward. Keeping the top of the shins forward, press your thighs back. You can use your hands on your calf to press shins forward, push the thighs back. And then just nod your head. Let the neck go. Let's take a few wonderful breaths of calming waterfall-like energy. So as you inhale, envision the breath energy moving up the back of your hamstrings up to the sit bones. And as you exhale, let it flood over the crown of your head, cascading off your back. Inhale, bring that breath up the back of the hamstrings, sit bones lift.
Exhale, let it flow over your spine. Release the neck. Couple full breath cycles. As you exhale, soften your face. And then placing both hands on the hips. Point your elbows to the sky. Get the shoulders firm on the back. And moving from the core of your pelvis, anchor through your footprints. Lift your chin and rise. Come on up, standing. Bring your hands together, prayer hands at the heart. Tadasana, mountain pose. Be like that firm, steady mountain. Feel your feet grounding and connecting to the earth. And as you inhale, lift your heart, sweep your arms up overhead, and just open up to all that space around you. As you exhale, bow to your right. Stabilize the hand by holding the top wrist and draw the shoulder on the back. Lift up into that upper armpit. So you ground through your feet. Shift onto your right foot. Let your left foot drift and fire up your belly, drawing the navel back to get support. Now crisscross behind you. Nice long side seam, pinky toe to pinky finger. Welcome the breath. Just be receptive. Receptivity is part of that element of space. When we go out in nature and we just receive all the gifts. Draw the navel back toward the spine. Inhale, lift, lengthen, lift your heart, and exhale, lower your hands. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, bow over. Stabilize your top wrist, draw the shoulder back. So what that stability does is it invites more earth. As you hold the wrist, you can pull that shoulder on the back. And then by inviting more earth into the shoulder, then you can open up to more breath, more air. Allow the lung to expand. Stabilize your left foot, take your right foot over to the side. Draw the navel to the spine, and then crisscross it behind you. And just welcome in that quality of space. And the chakra space is connected to the crown, the third eye, the throat. It's all about opening to something bigger. Consciousness, awareness. And then keeping the navel drawn in, sweep the foot to the side, and exhale, lower down. If you have a strap or a tie, grab a hold of it. And pull a little tension on that tie. Check that your feet are maybe a little bit wider than your hips. Pull in the tension, take your strap or your tie or your belt or your two socks that you've strung together, or one long sock getting longer. You can blame me later. From your eyebrow height, plug your shoulders back into the socket. Yeah. Now be mindful of these low ribs, because what happens when our shoulders are tight is sometimes we lift the rib cage in order to get the shoulders up. We want to stay stable in the core. So tap the low ribs down. You can even look at your toes to engage your core, fire up the belly, and then lift your heart, lift your chest. Take the back of your hands into the back plane as much as feels good to you. It might not go right up over your ears. Don't worry about it. Pull tension on the tie. Nice deep breaths. As you press into your feet, can you get longer, pressing your knuckles up to the sky? And to the side. Inhale to center. Exhale to the other side. Inhale to center. Take your tie wider now. Bring the tie into the back plane. So go as wide as you can to take the tie behind you. If you're not using a tie, this is where you might want to bend your elbows and clasp your hands. But if you have your tie, turn the palms towards each other. Press the outer hands away. Lift your heart. And exhale, bow forward. Keeping the shoulders back, let your heart soften.
And then pressing into your feet, lift your chin, rise, come up. Release the tie, set it to the side. You can hang on to the tie if your shoulders are tight, but if otherwise, you can release your hands behind your back. Packing low ribs in, lift your chest and chin, opening the throat. Exhale, bow in. And here, go ahead and open up your jaw. Stick out your tongue. Let whatever sound wants to come out. You're all on mute, so I can't tell, but Sam and Bear can make noise if they want to. Whatever you want to let go of. Let it come from deep in your belly. All right, now make the ugliest sound that can come out of you. Lift your belly, lift your chin, and rise, come up. Take your hands together at the heart. Please come to the front of your mat if you're not already there. Spread your toes. Grounding down in through the four corners of your feet. Feel the presence of earth as you draw the pads of your feet up, the pada bandha, the arches lift, receiving earth into the muscles, into the bones. Bend your knees and stick your butt out for chair. Inner thighs move back. You can even take your hands on top of the thighs and just roll the thighs in to invite a little water element. This will make your sit bones widen. Now, zip up the belly, fire. Feel that core, how the fire in your digestive system helps you shift and transform energy. And energetically, we can do that too. Now bend your elbows, scarecrow arms. Allow your shoulder blades to wrap around the back side of your heart, giving your heart a lift. Open up the space to air as you breathe. Open the throat, space. Working through all these chakras. The crown of the head, the third eye. And then pressing back into earth. Inhale, lift your arms up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. With a lift in your belly, come up halfway, extending through the crown. Exhale, bow in. You can use your blocks if you like. Bend your knees, step back with your left foot. Lower the back knee onto the mat. You can double it over if you like, or get a blanket under your knee. With the toes spread engaged, hug your midline and take your hands on the front thigh. So in our alignment, we just take in all these elements as well. We start out soft and spacious, receptive, and then firm the earth into the muscles and the bones. And then as you bow forward, stick your booty out, get watery through the pelvis, thigh bones back and wide. Now zip it up, lift your belly, fire like a flame, lifting and transforming energy and bringing you more into your heart. Letting the heart lift up. Now allow the breath to expand and reach up to space around you. Back to that place of receptivity. Embodying all these elements of nature. Soften your skin. Hugging the back knee towards the front, lift your heart. Exhale, bow towards the bent knee. You can do that so as. Inhale, come back to the center. Exhale, lower your hands down onto the floor and pick your back knee up off the floor. Keep firming to the midline. Lots of earth there. Lift your belly, tacking the front hip crease back and down. Keeping that core connection, press into your feet, reach to the crown, and sweep your arms wide like an airplane. Opening up to space, soften your skin. Enjoy a deep breath. And then as you exhale, take your left fingertips to the floor and take your twist. Wrap your shoulders back, lift your heart. Once again, open up to that quality of breath, space, and receptivity as you stay plugged in and grounded into the earth. Deep breath. Exhale, bring your right hand down, framing the front foot, step your back foot up to meet the front, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift your heart, come up halfway. Exhale, bow. Bend your knees, step back with the other foot.
Lower the knee onto a blanket or the mat and take your hands on the front thigh. Go back to space, enjoy a deep breath, soften your skin. This is that quality of remembering why you do this. And then plug into earth, get nice and grounded, firming and embracing all this earth nourishment into your muscles, into your bones. Bow forward to stick your butt out behind you, turning your inner thighs back and wide. And then zip up your belly, invite the fire. You can tack that front hip crease down. Feel that core lifting you upright so the shoulders stack over the hips. And then bring the flame into your heart. Open up to air, open the throat to space, third eye, intuition, receptivity. Keep drawing that back knee forward so you can feel that work in your quads and psoas. And as you hug midline, exhale, bow over the front knee. You can hold your wrist. Keep staying with the breath. The Ujjayi breath is great if you like that. I won't do it because it'll make they'll show up a little too loud in these AirPods. And then with the lift your heart, reach the arms up, deep breath. Exhale, take your hands down, framing the front foot. Blocks are great. If you want to use your blocks, it's fine. Lift your back knee up. Keep firming legs to midline from the soles of your feet. Draw in the lift in the belly. And then as you press into your feet, extend through the crown. Reach out through the arms. Soften your skin. Allow all this earth to support you as you become more expansive. And taking a deep breath. Exhale, take your right fingertips to the floor. Twist towards the bent knee. Take your shoulders back, head back, lift the heart. Enjoy a deep breath. Pressing into the earth, get long through the spine, and then exhale, bring that left hand down, framing the front foot. Now go back to downward facing dog. From your hands, receive earth, Pachamama, nourishing you, supporting you. Hug her into your muscles, into your bones. From your hands, bring her up into your heart. And from that heart, extend gratitude. Press into the earth, press your thighs back. Acknowledge that we are part of this great, beautiful earth mama. And as you lift your belly, keeping the fire, the core strong, come forward into plank. Keep hugging in. Exhale, lower down, knees to chest or chaturanga. Come all the way into your belly. Spread your toes, anchoring the tops of the feet into the floor. Inhale, lift your hands, rise up into a handless cobra. Feel that breath in the back body. Take a bright breath. As you exhale, come down. Come up on your fingertips, lifting the elbows so that your hands are slightly wider than your mat. From the fingertips, again, draw the earth up into each finger, pull it into the palm, pull it into the elbow, the shoulder on the back. And then with a lift in your belly, drop your head down. If you ever go out into nature right now, there's these fiddlehead ferns out in Humboldt anyway. I don't know where you are, but where I am, we have ferns. Think about a fern. Lift your belly, pull the waistline back. Let your shoulders wrap back, and then press the earlobes back, big opening. Now keep the tone in the belly, melt your heart. Let your head follow as you come back down. Try it a few more times. So lift your belly, connect to fire. Feel the flame lift up into your heart. As you lift up, wrap the shoulders back. Then open the throat, the ears back, this quality of space, listening, reach to the crown of your head. Deep breath as you extend, and exhale, slowly melt back down. One more time, keeping all the earth support, pulling yourself in, fire, air. And slowly melt yourself back down. Placing hands on the floor, press back, downward facing dog. And connect to your breath. Connect to the earth. Take it up through your palms. Bring it into your upper back. And as you firm into the back, thrust the earth away. Inhale, stretch your right leg back behind you so you're in a three-legged dog. Press into the floor, giving back, come up on your tippy toes. And then exhale, bring that right foot forward to the front of the mat. Spin your back heel down so it's parallel to the short end of the mat. Stabilize your front knee. We'll come up to warrior two. Ground to the four corners of your feet. So checking your foundation, make sure your heel is in line with the arch or the back heel. And keep squeezing that knee over the ankle. As you inhale, straighten the leg out, lifting the heart, lift the hands. And exhale, come back to warrior two. We'll pulse through this. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bend the knee. Relax the face. Inhale, lift. Exhale, back to your warrior two. Turn to look over the front hand. Come into your breath. Feel the support of the earth as you firm the muscles to the bones. If you stick your bottom out behind you, arching in your low back, you'll get a little water in there. And then scoop the tail under from the front hip and zip up your belly, a little fire. Bring it up into your heart. From the heart center, expand in the space around you, lifting to your throat, third eye, crown. And inhale, reverse that, opening up. Deep breath. Exhale, pinwheel the hands down, frame the front foot. And inhale, come back to plank. Keep the hands strong, firm, hugging your midline. Exhale, lower down, knees to chest or chaturanga. Come onto your belly. Pressing feet into the floor, get the earth in your legs. Roll to the pinky toe, get the water. Zip up your belly, fire. And then pressing out through your feet, lift your heart, air, come up into cobra. Just keeping the hands. So this is our regular cobra. Hands shoulder distance apart. Middle finger lines up with the outer shoulder. Keep the firming in, earlobes back, head open, reach to the top of your head, deep breath. And then invite in a little more water as you exhale, turn to look over your right shoulder, looking towards your feet, that are staying nice and strong. Inhale to center, exhale other side. Inhale, bring yourself back to center, head back, shoulders back, melt your heart, come on down. From the heart, trust back, give to the earth, downward facing dog. And enjoy your breath. Enjoy this being part of something so great, so beautiful, so creative. And as you inhale, stretch your left leg back behind you. Exhale, bring the left foot forward to the front of the mat, placing it mindfully. Make sure the ankle's underneath your knee. Spin your back heel down. So let's set up from the ground up. Get into the earth in your feet, firm the muscles. Stick your butt out behind you. Inner thighs move back. Thigh bones move deep into the pelvis. Come upright, and then start to lift your belly, scooping tail under. Make sure your knee's tracking over the ankle. Keep zipping up your belly. Lift your heart. You can bring hands to prayer hands. From the pelvis, that's the Apana Vayu. That's the wind channel of grounding into the earth. Feel that earth connection. And then the Prana Vayu lifts you up to the throat, to the crown. And from your heart, start to expand, turn to look over the front hand. Inhale, straighten that leg, come up. Exhale, bend your knee, coming back in. Pulse for the breath. Pressing earth away, lift your heart. Exhale, sink into that front hip. Nice deep breath. Easing into these hips. And on your next exhalation, pause, come into your powerful warrior. This play of the earth coming through you as you lift your heart. Allow your eyes to soften. And then reversing, turn the palm to the sky. Deep breath, exhale, pinwheel your hands down, frame the front foot. You can go back to dog, child, or take a vinyasa through as you like to see what feels
good and honoring. Stay with the breath. And then let's all meet in Uttanasana. Standing forward fold. Pressing into the earth, root to rise, come back up to standing. And exhale, hands to heart. Samasthitihi, close your eyes. Equal distribution of awareness of light. The spacious light of your awareness, observing all this elemental qualities, your support, your stability, your fluidity, your emotions, creativity, sensuality, the fire, your passion, your desire, your ability to shift, transform, manifest. Air, this place that just wants to connect and love, to feel our connections to each other. Space, throat, communication, expression from the heart. Guiding us into a higher intuition and knowing, and ultimately remembrance of this beautiful source from which we all come from. Big, spacious awareness. Take a bright breath. As you exhale, open your eyes. Take a big step back with your left foot for Trikonasana. So blocks are great if you want to have your blocks. From the foundation of your feet, plug into the footprints. Firm in, get the earth. Now, stick the booty out, yeah? This gets those thighs to roll in a little bit, the sit bones to widen, that's your water. Keeping your back leg where it is now, externally rotate the front leg, scooping tail under, knee will line up with the second toe, and the belly fires up. You can bring your hands to prayer hands, even look in towards your belly, tacking low ribs, feel the belly fire. Then inhale, bring it into air, heart, take an expansive, bright breath, space, Trikonasana. From the soles of your feet, keep reconnecting to earth. From the core of your pelvis, give back to the earth, press into it as you extend, lengthen through the crown, open up from the heart all around you. Breathe. Enjoy a deep breath as you get brighter and more expansive. And as you exhale, take your hand on your hip, bend your knee, bring your elbow on the thigh. You might want to widen up your stance a little bit more. We're going to come into side angle pose, so maybe the back foot will slide back. Reignite your belly if you lost it. Thighs back, reignite the belly. Let's get the shoulder on the back and extend. From the pelvis, find that length. And just receive the opening, the breath. As you press into your footprints, finding length, take both hands now on the inside arch. You can bring the block inside, placing your hands on the block. This is going to get us deep into these hips a little bit more. So back and side lift, sink into the front hip. Some of you might come down onto your elbows. Listen to your body, whatever it's feeling happy with, feeling nourished by. Deep breaths into that place of density in the body. You're welcome to move if it feels good to you to
Move a little bit, bringing in that water quality. Maybe it feels stuck, so a little bit of movement helps. And then straightening that leg, turn your toes so they're parallel. Pick up your block, bring it to the other side. Bow in. Soak up the breath. Option to clasp your hands behind the back, turning the knuckles to the sky. Use a tie if you like. And with a lift in your belly, lift your chin, root to the earth, rise, come up. Turn your left toes around. Trikonasana on the other side. Gather the earth, gather the energy in through those 4 points of connection. Bring it in lovingly. Embrace your muscles, embrace your bones. Pull it up into your pelvis. And then with all that earth support, turn the inner thighs back behind you and wide. Keeping your back leg steady and earthy, scoop the tail under from the front hip, allowing your knee to line up with the toe, second toe. Pull it back in to the core, and then pressing into the earth, lift your heart, bring the arms out, exhale. Come to your Trikonasana. All of the earth elements supporting you. All of these qualities that are you. Keep pressing down into the feet as you extend into the crown of your head. And just receive the breath, receive the opening. Enjoy a deep breath, pressing into earth. Bend your knee, bring your elbow up on the thigh, side angle pose. You might want to widen your stance, just check it out. Draw the right shoulder onto the back, bring it up over your ear. Notice if your thigh is popping forward, and just move your hips back and behind you. Then zip up your belly. Press into the feet to extend, to lengthen, to receive. So much about being in nature and enjoying nature is allowing us to be spacious enough to receive all the beauty, all the gifts. Enjoy a deep breath. And as you exhale, take both hands now onto the floor, on the block, or wherever. Keeping your back and your thigh lifting, sink into the front hip. Maybe come onto your elbows. Relax your face and your jaw. If you like, you're welcome to find little sounds. Stick out your tongue. Letting out that watery emotion. Just what's caught up in those hips. And then pressing into footprints. Turn the feet, arches parallel. Now place both hands on the hips and ground through your feet as you lift your heart, rise, come back up. Step the feet in. Namaste. Spread your toes. Just enjoy your breath. Feel that mountain-like quality. You are firm and grounded to the earth as you are ever ascending through the crown of your head. Shifting onto the left foot. Take the right leg over. Maybe big toe on the floor. Maybe wrap it behind you. Spread your toes a lot. And then stick your booty back, sticking your butt out behind you. Now zip up the belly, fire.
Lift your heart, put your arms out. Taking the left arm on top. Whoa, I wobble too. Wobbling is good. It means that our synapses are firing. Fix your gaze. Find that midline. It's what they call the manifesting current as the universe comes down and manifests through all these elements as you, through you, through the crown of your head, midline, all the way down through all the energetic elements, air, fire, water. Feel the earth sink in. And then from the pelvis, see if you can just shine like a star. And exhale, bring it back in. Shake out that standing leg. Eagle, Garudasana, so the eagle. Once in a while I get lucky, get to see eagles out here by the river. They're pretty cool. Take a deep breath. So eagle, laser focus and vision. Fix your gaze, bend your knees. Earth, stick your booty out. Water, lift your belly. Fire, lift your leg. Wrap it around like a twisting root. Air, lift your heart. Take your right elbow on top, left elbow underneath. Maybe hold your shoulders, back to the hands. Maybe they'll interlace. Visualize that central channel, that current manifesting through you, as you. And then the liberating current from the earth rises up. Can you take your tail down, lift your belly, lift your heart, rising up. That's that liberating current that remembers who we are, remembers we're part of nature. Take your foot to the side, yay. That you're celebrating, and bring your leg down. Beautiful. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold Uttanasana. Pressing into earth, inhale, lift your heart. And exhale, bow. Bending your knees, come into a squat, knees wide. Walk your hands forward. This is a Malasana variation. You can bow in, looking in towards your core. It's a little seed that we plant in the earth, full of potency, full of life force. Every intention we make is like planting a seed. Planting a seed for some future blossoming. Let's take a moment to cultivate whatever intention you'd like to carry into your day, into your life. Just a simple one. And then slowly come onto your hips. Grab a hold of your big toes with peace fingers. Lift your heart. Wrapping shoulders back, take your head back. And then stretch your right leg out. Come back in. Take your left leg out. Come back in. Facing this way. Right leg. Oh. And left leg. Lift your heart. Wrap your shoulders back. Oh. Maybe take your hands off. Oh my gosh. Bring the knees, feet in, knees in. Lift your heart. Bend your knees. Pull it in. Oh. Bring it out. Oh. Bring it in. Open the knees. Big toes. Ah, this is kind of nice. And then very slowly guide in, lower down. We'll go from boat pose to kayak pose. Oh, just shaky kayak pose. So the shaky boat, spread your toes. And then slowly come all the way down to your back. And enjoy deep breaths. We are not done yet, but we are taking a moment to rest here, feeling the support, Pachamama rising up beneath us. Bend your knees, place the soles of your feet on the floor. Grounding down through the footprints, through the four corners, Pada Bandha. So draw the pad of the foot towards the heel. Arch is starting to lift and receive.
Now bend your elbows, taking your fingertips to the sky. Digging elbows down, take a bright breath, lengthen from hips to armpits, and root the shoulders back into the earth. Push your head back, keeping the throat nice and open. Gathering the support with your legs, hug midline, lift your hips. And then lowering the hands, you're welcome to clasp hands behind back if that feels good to you. Stabilizing your foundation. Now, with the legs firm, let your butt sag a little bit and shake it side to side. Little fluidity. You can sweep it wide to the right, wide to the left. Allowing that water action to happen. And then coming back to that neutral, zip up, fire the belly, lengthen the tail. Lift your heart. Bring the fire up to the breath, to the chest, to the opening of the heart space. And as your heart lifts up, lift your chin away from the chest, allowing the throat to be open. This is how we express who we are in the world, communicate. From the third eye, press your head back into the earth. That ability for intuition and knowing. Take a bright breath, reaching to the crown, press into your feet, lifting the heels, and then separate your shoulders, lower your spine one vertebrae at a time. And bring the soles of the feet together, knees wide, Supta, Baddha, Konasana. You're welcome to place a hand on your heart and a hand on your belly, welcoming the breath. Soften your skin. Relax your jaw. Nice big receptive breath. And as you exhale, guide your knees in towards each other, placing the soles of the feet back on the floor. Keeping grounded to the four corners of your feet. Have a block handy. You have an option to, if you're feeling a little like, whoa, if I'm ready to chill out a little bit more, then just lift your hips and slide the block underneath your hips. If you want to work with that pose we just did, coming into your bridge pose, you can work with that, keeping the chest open, open the throat. And if you'd like to work a little bit deeper, come into full wheel pose, placing the palms on the floor, ignite shoulders on the back, stabilizing. Use all that earth stability as you rise up, keeping the shoulders on the back. And then give back to the earth as you press into feet, press into hands. Allow that whole rainbow of colors to open wherever you are. Receive the breath. Just receive the transformative power of the practice. Keeping the earth quality slowly. Whatever pose you're in, just dissolve it. Come onto your back. Then return to Supta Baddha Konasana. You can use your blocks and place them underneath each knee. I like to turn my blocks to the side so I have a flat surface with a little bit of an angle. Place a hand on your heart, hand on your belly. Affirming I am here, I am present in my body. Integrated and whole. Visualize that channel, the central channel, crown of the head to the pelvic floor. The ancient yogis decided that this was this
place where we become who we are in our own unique version of this one light we all share. Earth manifestations. Enjoy a deep breath. As you exhale, slowly guide your knees in, placing the soles of the feet on the floor. Draw your right knee into your chest, spreading the toes. And then slowly, you can clasp your hands behind the hamstring and just slowly unfold that right leg up to the sky, sole the foot facing the sky. Bend the knee as your hamstrings are tight. And just breathe. Flex your foot. Point the toes. Flex and point. And make some nice circles. This curious observation. You can turn your ankles the other direction, circling. Firmly press your thigh into your hand. You can work here if this is good for your hamstrings, or if you want to go deeper, stretch your other leg out onto the floor. Breathe into the belly. Wrap that outer hip crease with the right leg, wrap it forward. And then lifting your hips, shift to the left side of your left hip and take that right leg across the body. You can either bend the knee or do the straight-legged version. Now reach out through your fingertips and root that right shoulder towards the floor. Breathe, receive. And then inhale, guide that leg back up. Place the sole of the foot on the floor. And then draw your left knee into your chest. Spread your toes, activating through the sole of the foot. Interlace your hands behind the back of the hamstring and slowly unfold the left leg. Press the thigh firmly into the hand. So there's some earth engagement, helping these muscles to release. Spread your toes, flex and point, flex and point. Make your circles, movement, inviting in water, circle the other way. And extending out through all four corners, give a good firm press. If you want to go deeper, stretch the right leg forward. Great sensation with breath. Space meets earth. Relax your face, your jaw. And now lifting your hips, shift to the right side of the right hip. Take that left leg over the body. You can go with bent knee or straight. You can even land on a block. Reaching out through your, your left fingertips, draw the shoulder down. Little self-adjust. You can hook your right thumb into the hip crease and wrap that outer hip crease forward, lengthening space. Relax your face, your jaw. Take a deep breath. As you inhale, guide yourself back up to the center. Bend the knee, sole of the feet on the floor. Now take the right knee back into the chest. Turn the sole of the foot up to the sky. So let's take the knee wide towards the armpit and then turn the sole of the foot up. You can grab a hold of the thigh, the calf, or the outer foot, and then extend your left leg out. So you're in a half happy baby. Halfway happy baby. Drawing the knee down, root your left thigh down. Spread your toes. Keeping the action in that foot. Keep guiding that thigh towards the earth. So the right thigh towards the earth as the left side grabs towards the earth, scissoring in the pelvis. Now keeping the action in the foot, take that right foot across your body over, so it's hovering over your left shoulder or in that direction. And then hold on to the foot with the palm of your left hand. Bring that right hand down onto the knee, pressing the knee away from your torso. Oh my, you're getting some sensation there. Make sure you're not sickling the foot. So activate through all four corners of the feet, spread those toes, and then guide your knee wide towards the right, trying to keep stable in the pelvis. So notice if your pelvis wants to move. So let's stabilize your pelvis, anchor the left thigh, guide the knee to the side, and then holding onto that foot, press the knee away as you guide it to the other side. As far as it feels like, oh yeah, that's good. I'm feeling it into the hip. And then go back to the first side and back. Movement side to side, getting into this deep hip area. Breathe with it. And then with your fingertips on the knee, start to make big circles, circling to the wide out to the other side and forward. Make those circles as big as you can. This is where we want to have like Elastigirl arms, right? So you can really extend and reach out. You guys remember Elastigirl? She's from The Incredibles. She's the yogi superhero. Of course, she needs probably some integration. Make your circle the other direction. Oh, big wide circles. Oh. Lubricating up in that hip socket. Now take that right ankle, bring your left knee up, placing the ankle on top of the thigh. And with your hands clasped behind the hamstring, grab the quads, or sorry, the hamstring, or around the shin. Relax your shoulders. Keep your toes active. From spacious awareness, just observe, notice the density, the sensation. No judgment, just notice. Allow that breath to flood into the low belly. Visualize it going into the hip. And then taking your hands out of the hole, slide that right leg over, Tea Party legs, and then hug in again, either with the hands around the thighs, the knees, the shins, maybe the feet, a little more external rotation. Take your breath down into your belly. Relax the face. And then slowly release that and crossing legs. Place the sole of the right foot on the floor. Guide your left knee into your left armpit, sole of the foot facing the ceiling. Stretch that right leg out, anchoring the top of the right thigh down. This is going to create a little arch in your low back. That's a good thing. Draw the knee towards the earth as you guide the right thigh down.
Breathe into that. Notice if your pelvis just got a little wonky, so you try to stabilize that right side down a little bit. And with the foot active, spread your toes, guide it into the palm of the right hand. Bring the left hand on the knee and take the foot across the body. How stable is your pelvis? And then keep the pelvis steady. Take your knee to the other side. Just do a little side to side. And then with your fingertips on the knee, make your big circles. Lubricate your joint all the way around. Breathe with it. And lubricate it the other way. Big circles, as big as you can. Have your fingertip on your knee or just extend the arms. Now take that left ankle for your right thigh up to meet it. Spread your toes. You're releasing hands behind the thigh or the shin. Find that place that feels like this sweet release, letting go of whatever is being held in those hips. Perhaps emotions, general stuckness, too much earth. See if you can relax your shoulders, soften your face. And then taking your hand out of the hole, slide your legs in, cross-legged, tea party. Hold the knees, the shins, or the feet. A little more rotation in there in the hips. And once again, allow the breath to flood down into your belly. Enjoy a deep breath. As you exhale, slowly release that, uncrossing your legs. Bring the knees to either side. Spread your toes. Happy baby pose. Visualize that central channel, Sushumna Nadi, the energetic center for all the elements, all the chakras line up. We embrace, we embody this gift of being part of the earth. And from here, lower the feet, soles the feet on the floor. Take your block, press into the feet, lift your hips, and slide that block underneath your hips, so as high as you want to. And then lift your knees. Lift your heart, squeeze the shoulders down into the mat, and extend the feet up to the sky. Think about waterfall energy coming from the toes, down the feet, down the legs, just washing over your torso, your head, up to your arms and hands. Just breathe in this quality of cascading relaxation flooding over you. Welcome to extend your exhalation, emptying out the lungs, to help you to drop into a deeper space of letting go. Earth connection.
Enjoy 3 more full, deep breaths. And slowly bending your knees, place the soles of the feet on the floor, lifting the hips, remove your block. Slowly guide yourself onto the mat and prepare for Shavasana, final relaxation. Stay warm. Or a blanket on you if you like to feel the weight grounding you. And close your eyes, allowing your attention to go inwards. Give everything back to the earth. With each exhalation, settle. Allowing your bones to become heavy. Feel the weight of your body surrender to the earth. Allow yourself to rest back, as if you were resting into the arms of the Great Mother, the Great Pachamama, holding you, supporting you as one of her children. Let your thoughts settle. Give yourself this time to just be. Nowhere to go, nothing to do. Human being. In your spacious awareness, just observe the breath. Notice your thoughts. Little expressions of earth energy, like flickers of a flame. Just notice them. And spacious, conscious awareness. Notice the breath. This play of the Shakti, this earth energy. Notice the sensations in the body. All part of the play, part of this expression of you. In your own unique and beautiful way. Guide your breath awareness into the center of your chest. A place where we are able to access gratitude. Gratitude for all the gifts, all the support, all the nourishment. Please welcome a deep breath. As you inhale, start to take a feel-good stretch, move into your fingers and your toes. And drawing your knees and roll to your side and pause. Pressing into this great beloved earth, bring yourself up to a seated position. Bring your hands together, Anjali Mudra. I'm going to unmute us all so we can share an Om together. So in gratitude for all the gifts, and gratitude for being here, all with us, each other today, and all the support that we have from the earth. Let's do one nice sweet Om together. So we'll take a deep breath in. Exhale completely. Another full breath. Namaste.
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 Hope you have a beautiful Earth Day. Enjoy being out in nature, even if it's raining. Go dance in the rain, dance in the snow up there in Canada.